Hi, and welcome back to Math with Mr. G. Today we're going to be going over our exit ticket from last time, at least just one of the questions that we seem to have the most amount of trouble with. So now is a really great time to grab whiteboards, markers, pencil, paper, any of those things that you'll need to work alongside me. So you can see here that we have not a word problem this time, but just a simple subtraction problem that's going to require us to borrow and convert. So it says here we've got 8 yards and 1 feet minus 3 yards and 2 feet. We got to convert this into yards and feet. If they give you the yards and the feet both blank, that means that we're going to end up putting numbers in both of those things. So if you find just yards, you probably want to double check your math. So let's start. I'm going to start by rewriting this vertically so that all of these numbers are on top of each other, with, of course, our 8 yards being on top, like our normal subtraction rules. 8 yards, 1 feet, subtracted by 3 yards and 2 feet. Okay. Now, knowing my normal subtraction rules, I know that if I'm looking at this right here and I'm starting with the feet, I can't take 2 away from 1. I need to somehow borrow from here. However, I know that my yards and my feet are 2 entirely different units of measurement, so I can't just borrow from 7 here and make this 2, because yards and feet are 2 completely different measurements. They're different sizes. So actually, when I borrow 8 and bring it over here to these feet, I have to convert these yards into feet, so I have to multiply by 3. So watch what I mean. I'm going to use my blue marker here to show that I'm adding work to this. I'm going to turn this into 7 yards, and I'm going to convert over 1 yard. I know yards of feet, multiply times 3, so 1 yard equals 3 feet. So I'm going to be adding 3 feet to these 1. So 3 plus 1 gives me 4. Now I can subtract. 4 minus 2 gives me 2 feet. 7 minus 3 is 4 yards. Again, just some really key components of this. When you're borrowing, you have to make sure you convert if you have different units. Again, I have yards and feet here. I can't borrow 7 and then only bring over 1. I'm bringing over a yard, which is 3 feet. They are completely different sizes. They're different measurements. So please make sure that when you're doing this that you're converting to borrow. Today in Zearn module lesson 10, we're jumping from 7 to 10. There is no 8 and 9. In 10, you're going to be working on hours and minutes. There is a word problem today in today's exit ticket. Please, please, please make sure that you are taking the time to find something to write that down on to show your work, and 2, follow our cubes method. If you need help with the cubes method, please refer to any of the videos I worked on those before this, and that'll walk you through it at least 3 or 4 times. Also, please make sure that before you complete your exit ticket, you've completed the entire Zearn lesson. Don't try and jump ahead. Don't try and complete, let's say if you're on Zearn lesson 6, don't try and now come to this Zearn lesson exit ticket 10 and complete it, because you're not going to understand the methods and the process used to solve those correctly. If you have any questions, please reach out. I will do my best to work with you over Class Dojo and Google Classroom. If you get absolutely stuck on Tower of Power and I'm helping another student, please just go back into your Zearn lesson and rewatch some of the videos, or come back here in any of the videos I've posted before this and rewatch some of the methods and operations that we use to solve these. That's a really good first step if you're confused and you need help. Thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow.